It's a calm end to the work week, but a storm is a brewing. I'm First Alert meteorologist Tevin Wooten. The next system on the way is actually pretty close through portions of New York and Pennsylvania. By late tonight, showers spread across southern New England first, with rain and even some snow across much of northern New England as well for folks in upper elevations of the Green and White Mountains. It's a quick moving disturbance. We think by the midday hours on Saturday, it's long gone. However, there's still hazards coming down the pipeline, strong and gusty winds, and also looking at the potential of flooding, not just inland flooding with heavy rainfall, but coastal flooding too, with an onshore push of some of the wind energy. But things are calm and quiet for now, quite warm too. Look at that, 47 degrees at this hour, and things start to fade as we get right around sunset, with temperatures dropping down into the upper 30s to low 40s, and that lasts through much of tonight. In terms of when the showers and the clouds approach tonight, we think it's very late in the day for the clouds first, and then the rainfall practically Saturday morning at 2 a.m. for heavy downpours across much of the south coast and southern New England, a mix of rain and snow in spots of Worcester County and southern Vermont, but most of us will experience heavy downpours into Saturday morning. This is 7 a.m. So if you've got outdoor plans tomorrow morning, maybe you were thinking brunch, I would delay it until maybe a late brunch, noon to 1 o'clock, just to get a lot of the heavy rainfall out of here. We think there's even spots of sunshine too before the day is done on Saturday. So not all hope is lost for a dry Saturday. It's just the morning hours when a lot of us are sleeping anyway. In terms of that coastal flood potential, with an onshore wind at 20 miles an hour tonight, things really ramp up to almost 50 to 60 miles an hour. So that water starts to pile up across the coast as the rain tries to escape and work its way out into the Atlantic. So that convergence of water from the ocean and also from the land is what causes that water level rise. So keep that in mind if you live across the coast, specifically across the seacoast of New Hampshire, where high tide tomorrow could also lead to spots of flooding. We'll take a look at the Atlantic Ocean at Hampton Beach just to show you what we're forecasting. In terms of the rainfall amounts that we're forecasting, between 1.5 inches to almost 2 inches of rain from portions of Connecticut and Rhode Island. For the city of Boston, right around 1 inch to 1.5 inches or so in north central Worcester County, where the snow may be a little bit heavier at times. The rainfall amounts are lower. One thing that was high earlier this week, if you think back to Wednesday when we saw a lot of that flooding, the Atlantic coast at Hampton Beach, water crested at 13.5 feet. Right now we're sitting at about 11.5 feet, but the next forecast crest is 13.7 feet, so even higher. And this would be Saturday morning, right around 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So the water level rise will happen again, and that could lead to spots of coastal flooding. Turn around, don't drown if you come across a flooded roadway. The next big story, the cold is incoming this afternoon for much of the lower 48. Temperatures will tumble into Saturday night. St. Louis at 1 below zero, Nashville in the teens and 20s, and even across North Texas as well in the teens to perhaps single digits in spots across Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandle. So the cold air is incoming, and that seems to really set in for Monday on MLK Day. And once we get cold, we stay cold through the remainder of the 10-day forecast. In fact, much of the 10-day forecast is spent with temperatures below freezing.